Get ready to dive into the explosive world of cozy game, as this year had so many amazing games in it, but not every game fit my criteria as a S tier cozy game. Hi, I'm LochVaness, your one-stop shop for all things cozy gaming, and today I'm going to be giving you my rankings on every cozy game that I played in 2023. Come with me as we discover on which of these cozy games are going to be worth your time and which ones I would maybe stay clear of. At the end of the day, this is of course all of my opinion and how I feel about these cozy games. You are totally okay to have your own opinion about these games, so don't necessarily let my opinion of them deter you from wanting to try them. But first, before we get into all the rankings, let me give you a little backing on what I think makes a good cozy game. For me, I really like when my cozy games give me that whole cozy feeling. They play smoothly, they have an amazing story, and the controls just feel natural. I love being able to feel like I'm part of the world that I'm playing in. So ultimately, I'm looking for a game that's gonna help me relax, unwind, and immerse me in their world. We have a hefty list of games to go through. Grab your snacks and let's dive in on this adventure together. But let's kick this off with our D tier, and first up in our D tier is going to be Story of Seasons. Please put your pitchforks away. Hear me out. Story of Seasons, you craft a generation-spanning tale of friendship, family, and farming, bringing life to the land through crop cultivation and animal raising, discovering love among the townsfolk, and creating and enduring memories with a family of your own. And it's reimagined a beloved farming classic. I truly had high hopes for this game as it's such a classic in the cozy genre, but I don't know. I had such a hard time getting into this game. Like, I genuinely struggled wanting to pick back up my Switch and go play it. Next on the list, we have Long Winter, which is an open world sandbox game with fishing, farming, crafting, gathering, and cooking, where you can collaborate with your friends to build a campsite or a village. I couldn't get into this one because when you first get into the game, I was honestly very confused. There was no tutorial. When I was playing, I was just wandering around having no idea what I was supposed to be doing, what I was supposed to be gathering, and I was just all around lost. Next on the list, we have Plantera 2, which you develop your garden around a tree, care for the enchanted tree, reaping its golden acorns, and transform your garden from a modest vegetable patch into a sprawling haven adorned with plants, vegetables, bushes, trees, and charming animals. While I appreciate the simplicity of this game, I found myself getting quite bored, especially since the gameplay just strictly focuses on cultivating the crops and gathering those acorns. This game just wholeheartedly was not for me. Now, moving on to our C tier, we're going to be covering games that kind of fall into the middle ground here. But to start off in our C tier, we are going to start with Dinkum. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a spicy one. In Dinkum, you prepare to embark on a fair Dinkum adventure, building your new home in the bush. Explore tropical eucalyptus forests, scorching deserts, and cool billabongs on an island inspired by the wild Australian outback. I really wanted to adore this game. I did. I've tried multiple times. I do think it's very cute, and the concept of the game is adorable. I couldn't find the motivation to want to grind out this game, and I don't know. I really struggled, and this was just not my cup of tea, honestly. Next on our list, we have Projected Dreams. This is a demo, so I'm giving a little bit of grace here for this. In Projected Dreams, you drag toys from the shelves, drop them onto the table, and watch as they come to life in a mesmerizing shadow play. As your shadows transform into real objects, the environment around you evolves, blurring the lines between reality and fantasy. This game was honestly so cute. I really liked it, although it is a little bit light on the story. It gives off a nice nostalgic vibe, which I really liked that about the game, but it overall just has a cute charm to it. But like I said, there's not much story to it, so that's where this one fell short for me. Next up, we have Among Trees. In Among Trees, you navigate a lush, tranquil forest, building your sanctuary amidst nature's wonders and exploring the secrets it holds. While I enjoy this amazing world that they crafted in this game just feels unfinished. If they honestly spent the time and finished the game, this would be much higher on my list. Next up, we have Flutter Away, which you immerse yourself in the tranquility of the Amazon forest in this delightful short nature exploration game. Embark on a 5-day camping trip as a butterfly researcher, exploring tracks, capturing photos, meeting animal friends, and documenting the wonders discovered along the way. While this game is undeniably beautiful and the whole concept is very sweet and cute, it's a bit on the short side. I left longing for more. I would love to see an expansion of where you're able to collect more insects and just overall a longer gameplay experience. Next up, we have Fabledom. Fabledom is a laid-back city builder set in a wholesome fairy tale realm. Delight in the growth of your settlement, navigate trade, and use diplomacy to forge alliances or face challenges with neighbors. And of course, embark on the quest to find your prince or princess for a happily ever after. I loved how simple this game was, but again, this one was also very short. Next up, we have Havendock, where you craft a haven for castaways, master resource management, and live your best life on the open ocean. Guide your modest settlement towards a high-tech society, turning your humble beginnings into a thriving haven. I genuinely enjoyed this game. This one is a me problem. I got a bit too ambitious when I was playing and easily just got very overwhelmed by the amount of settlers that I gathered onto my thing. Ended up taking a downhill turn pretty quickly, but this one is a pretty solid game. I do recommend this one. Next up, we have Koa and the Five Pirates of Myra, which is a 3D platformer adventure. Outsmart traps, explore the ocean depths, navigate hazardous environments, and enjoy the thrill of 8 wild worlds on their quest to recover stolen pirate loot. This is such a laid-back story. While this game does compensate a ton of different levels for you to go through, and it also has it where you can change the difficulty of it so you can suit it to however your play style is. I really like that about the game. Now, moving on to our B tier. These games I really enjoyed, but there's just some minor drawbacks in them for me. So to start with, we have Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk is where you play the role of a sympathetic barista serving up warm drinks while lending a compassionate ear. This game was very relaxing and I really enjoyed learning all of the character stories. Plus, you get to make coffee, so that sold me. I am such a coffee person. Next up, we have Traveler's Rest. In Traveler's Rest, you are an innkeeper and you brew your own beer, cultivating a thriving farm. You embark on world exploration and foster meaningful relationships with customers as you craft your own fantasy tavern adventure. I genuinely loved this game so much. I think the idea of having your own business to run was very cool, and my favorite part was me being able to whack my customers with my broom when they were bad-mouthing my tavern or when they were just misbehaving in the bar. Next up on the list, I have Sugar Shack, where you fire up the oven, cultivate the land, and tap some maple, and revive the surroundings of your very own Sugar Shack. Elevate its reputation by welcoming customers, selling produce, crafting homemade delights, and fostering a sense of community. I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend here for me, where I think I kind of favor a lot of management style games. I enjoy being able to run my own business. In this case, it's a Sugar Shack. I really enjoyed this one. Next up, we have Wildflowers. In Wildflowers, you embark on a heartfelt journey with Tara and Wildflowers as she pursues the path of becoming a witch. Farm by day, cast spells by night, and craft your own enchanting cottagecore life while bonding with your coven. This game is so high up on the list because from the little bit that I did get to play, it has such an amazing story. I really like that it has its own spoken dialogue in it. Next up, we have Core Keeper, which you dive into the depths of an endless cavern in this sandbox adventure. Explore a world filled with creatures, relics, and resources. You mine, build, fight, craft, and farm your way through the mysteries of the ancient core. This has a ton of gameplay in it, and it's really fun when you play with your friends. But I did notice whenever we stopped playing for a little bit and we went to go play it again, it's like I had to do a new save because I had no idea where I left off. Next up, we have Lottlenaut. You play as an interstellar custodian sent to clean up the polluted ocean planet, pick up trash, explore vibrant waters, and take care of axolotl like alien creatures. The idea behind this game is so cute and so wholesome, and honestly, the idea of taking care of the ocean and picking up the trash in there and saving these little axolotls just sold me. This game has my heart. When you do go and pick up the ocean, it is very satisfying once you do get all of it cleaned up. Next up on the list, we have Ooblets. Ooblets is a relaxing and offbeat farming, town life, and creature collection game. You manage your farm, grow and train your ooblets, and explore strange lands and have dance-offs. While I enjoyed this game and it was super cute and a lot of fun going around and collecting all of the ooblets, the story didn't go as far as I would have liked it to go, but it was pretty quirky. Next up, we have Don't Die in the West. You start a new life life on the prairie, explore the frontier, and build a ranch of your own. As you avenge the untimely demise of your uncle, you will become a heroic cowboy or a notorious outlaw. This game, when I first started playing it, was so cute. I really enjoyed just having a different vibe to a game. I don't think I've ever seen like a cowboy style of game like this, so it was really nice to have a change of pace. Next up on the list, we have Dreamlight Valley. You explore a world filled with the magic of Disney as you discover rich stories and build the perfect neighborhood alongside Disney and Pixar heroes and villains in this new life sim adventure game. I really liked Dreamlight Valley. There was a lot of issues that I ran into that just did not really sit right with me in the game, so I ultimately just stopped playing it altogether. I didn't like the idea of how difficult it was to grind for Dreamstones, especially since I don't have all the time in the world to be able to get on the game and constantly be grinding out those resources and things. Next up, we have Palia. Palia is a vibrant new world made just for you. You craft, cook, fish, and farm with your friends as you live in the life of your dreams and discover an enchanted adventure filled with colorful characters and a mystery to unravel. I enjoyed this game. And just like Dreamlight Valley, I kind of stopped playing it cold turkey. It felt extremely grindy for me, and like I said before, I don't have all the time in the world to be spending thousands of hours grinding out in these games. But overall, it does have such a solid story. I really enjoyed the story in it. Next up, we have Potion Permit. In Potion Permit, you use your trusty tools, a brewing cauldron, and a canine companion at your side. You'll need to diagnose symptoms, gather ingredients, brew potions, and cure alignments in this open-ended sim RPG. I really enjoyed Potion Permit. This game was very fun. I loved being able to go explore and gather the ingredients that I need to be able to take care of my patients and make new potions for them. I thought that was such a fun element to the game. Now moving on to our A tier. We're going to be talking about some games that I think are excellent but didn't quite meet my S tier criteria. So first up on our list is Sunhaven. You build your farm and relationship with townfolks or forge ahead on a quest of magic, monsters, and dragons. Level up through a skill tree. I loved Sunhaven so much. I'm actually playing it right now still, but I feel like this game had so much to offer for being a farming sim game, so it's definitely worth a try. Next up, we have Paleo Pines. In Paleo Pines, you befriend dinos and enlist their help to fix your ranch and farm crops to create your cozy dino sanctuary. Then set out with your companion Lucky to uncover the island's secrets. I really liked this game because it was a fun twist to your classic farming sim game. You get to collect dinosaurs and use them to help take care of your farm. I thought that was such a cute idea. And you also get to try and find rare dinos in the game as well. Next up on the list is Strange Horticulture, which is a puzzle game in which you play as a proprietor for a local plant store. Find and identify new plants, pet your cat, speak to a coven, or join a cult. Use your collection of powerful plants to influence the story and unravel Undermir's dark mysteries. I loved playing this game. It's like a puzzle game mixed with mystery. I loved being able to figure out which plants I needed for each customer, which I thought that was very enjoyable. Next up on the list is Critter Cove. This one was also in demo, so giving this some grace. You get to explore a cozy open post-apocalyptic paradise to find lost treasures for crafting, farming, and cooking. Upgrade and decorate the town of Critter Cove to create a thriving tourist utopia, all while interacting with the large cast of quirky critters. I really enjoyed the demo of this game. I wish I had more time to play it. Pretty much get put into this town and you get to farm, you craft things, and you just kind of revive up the town, and I really liked the idea of this game. And the characters in the game are quite silly, and I really loved that. Next up on the list is Spirit Tea. You get to navigate a town infested with mysterious spirits that only you can see. Bring peace to the supernatural chaos by getting an old bathhouse back in business. I adored this game because it reminded me so much of Spirited Away that it felt like I was just wrapped in a Studio Ghibli movie. It was amazing. I loved it. Next up on our list is Gris. Gris is a hopeful young girl lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Her journey through sorrow is manifested in her dress, which grants new abilities to better navigate her fated reality. I really loved the idea of this game and just the beautiful story that this game holds. Although I struggled with some of the puzzles because I'm just an idiot, it was all around just enjoyable and such a beautifully drawn game. Next up on the list, we have Little misfortune. Misfortune ventures into the woods where mysteries are unraveled and a little bad luck unfolds. This game has such a crazy story that just left my jaw drop. I was speechless. It's a must play if you ask me. Play it and we could talk about it. Next up is Little Nightmares, a dark whimsical tale that will confront you in your childhood fears. Help 6 escape the maw in a vast mysterious vessel inhabited by a corrupted souls looking for their next meal. I loved this game so much. There were so many puzzles for me to try to figure out and find a way to escape and avoid getting eaten by these people. It was absolutely insane, and I stopped playing at the second game because I couldn't even get past the flashlight part. We're not talking about it, okay? One day I will be brave enough to go and finish the game, but these games are solid. I love them so much. Next up, we have Blanc. Blanc is an artistic co-op adventure that follows the journey of a wolf cub and a fawn stranded in a vast snowy wilderness. They must come together in an unlikely partnership to find their families. This game is absolutely beautiful. I loved the story behind it, and you get to play with your friend and kind of figure out all these puzzles together, and at the end, oh, it's just so heartwarming, and this is a must play, honestly. Next up on the list, we have Bear and Breakfast, which is a laid-back management adventure game where you build and run a bed and breakfast, but you're a bear. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I did see myself though getting a little overwhelmed when I would open more than one bed and breakfast because you unlock them in multiple locations, so getting all the materials I needed was a tad overwhelming. Now, moving on to our S tier games. These are the games that just hit right in the cozy feel. So first up on our list, we have Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer is a cozy management game about dying, a fairy master to the deceased, build a boat to explore the world, care for your spirit friends, and release them into the afterlife. The story behind this game is so sweet and so wholesome. This one definitely is gonna make you cry, so make sure you grab some tissues. But it's such a beautiful game. Next up on the list, we have Cozy Grove. Cozy Grove is a game about camping on a haunted, ever-changing island. As a spirit scout, you'll wander the island's forest each day, finding new hidden secrets and helping soothe the local ghosts. With this little time and a lot of crafting, you'll bring color and joy back to the Cozy Grove. I really loved this game, and it was very satisfying when you did complete quests and unlock more of the map and make things look more lively in the grove. It was very satisfying. I loved it, and there was a lot of quests for you to be able to do. Next up on the list is Stardew Valley. It's to be expected. Come on. You inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with the hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. I love this game with like my whole soul. This game will forever hold a special spot in my heart. Our classic farming sim game has so much story behind it, so much lore, and oh, this is such a must-play game. You have to play this one. Next up on the list is Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. It's a single-player story adventure where you join best friends with Nunu and Willump on an adventure across the frozen wilds of Freljord. I absolutely adored the art style of this game. This game looked gorgeous, and it had such a strong story in it. You really get to see the relationship between Willump and Nunu really come to life and how much of best friends they are, and this one just warms my heart. Next up on the list, we have Cult of the Lamb. You start your own cult in the land of false prophets, venturing out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of woodland followers and spread your word to become the one true cult. I absolutely adored Cult of the Lamb. This game was so good. There's multiple bosses for you to fight and to beat, and you're just honestly at the end of the day trying to make the best cult you possibly can. And alongside it, they also have like a Twitch integration that lets you play with your Twitch community, so your community on Twitch can be part of your cult, which I'm sold. That's amazing. But this one is definitely a must play. Lastly on our list is It Takes Two. You embark on the craziest journey of your life in It Takes Two. Invite a friend to join for free with Friend Pass and work together along a huge variety of gleefully disruptive gameplay challenges. This game was freaking amazing. I loved this game so much. This is another co-op game that you could play with a friend, and the story behind it is so deep. You're definitely gonna want to try this one. I don't want to give too much away, but this one's a must try. Now that we've wrapped up our tier list, let's take a moment to reflect on the gaming year as a whole. It's been a wild ride with lots of ups and downs and surprises that kept us on the edge of our seats. I had a blast exploring these games and discovering all the different genres and games that this year had to offer. I can't wait to see what 2024 brings us. I want to hear from you. Drop in the comments and share some of what your tier list would look like. What were your standout games of the year? Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and until next time, so happy gaming.